I tell people I'm Harriet Tubman out here, okay? Like I'm chartering territory that ain't never been chartered before. Because there was nobody to tell me, even in beauty school. Like there was no natural hair class. Even my own hair, when I first got licensed, I could do straight hair better than I could do curly hair because I didn't know.
Welcome to Rooted and Rising, where we focus on becoming whole through the mind, body, and spirit together. My name is Lamisa, and my guest today is Olivia Jewell. She is the owner of Oblige Salon. So tell us what Oblige mean and why you picked this name for your salon.
Well, first, thank you, Lamisa, for having me on. I am so super duper honored to just be even asked to do something like this, a whole podcast. I opened Oblige Salon in 2016. I had been working in a salon suite for about 7 years, and I was ready to do more. I was like, praying about it. Lord, should I do this? Should I do that? And basically, he told me, you need to open a salon because that is where you are going to get the maximum impact, not just like renting rooms or. And so I didn't really want to open a salon because it was going to be a lot of work. But that was the gumption, like that was the word that I got from God. And so learning how to do hair came very natural to me. I started doing hair when I was 12 in the neighborhood, and then it led to the church, then it led to school, and in the ninth grade, I got a cell phone, and it's literally the same number that I have right now. The gift of doing hair was what it is, a gift. And a lot of things that I know I did not learn from anybody. It was just something God gave to me. And you don't just keep a gift, you share a gift. Me doing hair and teaching other people how to do hair, me making you feel 100% or me making you help you feel more beautiful than you already are was a gift that I was obligated to do. Hence the name Obliged.
A lot of women are terrified to sit in a stylish chair after a bad experience. How do you build trust with a new client who is nervous about letting someone touch their crown?
That's a good question too. And it's very valid. I once read a book, can't think of the name of it, but it's a stylish chair once a month to understand how a new person feels when they come to me for the first time. While that seems like a good idea, I was like, there is no way. I'm gonna go sit in a new stylish chair every month. And so it kind of, drew it in for me. Like that feeling that I have, like, ain't no way. That's how people feel. And so when I meet somebody, I listen. Um, Tell me about your bad experiences. Tell me what you're apprehensive about. Tell me why you haven't been to the salon in 6 months. And so when I hear those concerns, I try to address them. And I will let you go as far as you need to go with being safe. So if you tell me, "Oh, I want you to bleach my hair and, do something crazy to it." I'm going to tell you no. That's just not what I'm going to do. But if you have, 3 inches of hair that needs to be cut off, but you don't feel comfortable letting go of those 3 inches today, I will compromise with half an inch, maybe 1 inch. And then you promise to come back to me in another 4 weeks. Hair grows typically half an inch a month, and we'll keep going. So to help women, ease their apprehension, ease their frustration or whatever, I just listen. I listen and I think about how would I feel being in a stranger's chair for the first time. I don't really know them, they don't really know me, and we just kind of go from there. And most women, they trust me. They chill out.
You deserve a break, and we have the answer. It's the Feed Your Soul Wellness Retreat in Hot Springs, Arkansas, April 29th through May 3rd, 2026. We've designed this retreat for you to unplug, detox, reconnect, and restore the mind, body, and soul. With a guided excursions and designated free time, you will head back home rested, connected, and redirected, giving you the energy you need to make the best of 2026. Click the link below. We can't wait to retreat with you. When did your work first transform someone's confidence, and how did that change your perspective?
Girl, you getting ready to make me cry. Okay. So going back to being 12, my neighbor, which was my best friend's mom, wore a wig. And I didn't know she wore a wig. I was young. And when she found out I knew how to braid hair, she would ask me to come over and braid down her hair so she could put on her wig. So that was the first time that I saw a woman go from, she didn't have a lot of hair. And then to put on that wig, and I mean, this lady was beautiful. And she could sing really well, and she performed in churches and stuff. And if I didn't help her, as a little girl, I'm thinking I gotta braid her hair because she gotta sing at church. So that was one of the first times. But since then, that feeling happens every day for me, and it keeps me going when I'm sick. It keeps me going when I'm tired. And I'm grateful that I get to do that every day.
How did your own path to hair confidence become the blueprint for how you empower others?
I went natural in 2008, and I was expecting my first baby, and I found out that I had fibroid tumors. And I was in the military. I was in the Air Force. And so I started doing some research. It was my bachelor's in business degree taught me research, right? And I learned that there was a very strong correlation between fibroid tumors and hair relaxers. This is back in 2008. And I'm like, what? So everybody I knew at that time was relaxing their hair, including me. And I'm thinking, what if we're putting this in our bodies, knowing then that our skin is our biggest organ? Whatever you put on your skin after 10 minutes is in your bloodstream. We put this relaxer, which is sodium hydroxide, on our skin, our scalp, and it's getting into our blood every 4 to 6 weeks. And I was the type of perm relaxer girl that as soon as the kink come in my hair, I'm putting it on. I'm putting it on, okay? Like I'm not gonna be the N word, okay? APPY. I'm not gonna be that. And that was my mindset, back then. And when I realized that, I thought, I can't put this back in my hair. And at some point, because I was in the military, I wasn't even a licensed cosmetologist at the same time. But I'm like, people need to know. I didn't go to beauty school until 2012. But at that time, I said, I'll never put that in anybody's hair. And my goal after learning that from my own body was to teach other people this is not what we need to be doing. And then also to help us accept our hair for how it is, learn how to care, because we didn't know. All we knew was to relax it and neutralize it and straighten it. We didn't know how to two-strand twist or, you know, do a wash and go or just, we just didn't know how to condition our hair. And so my path from then was learning the porosity of our hair, learning curl patterns, learning what proteins and moisturizers that we need to make the hair look its best. So that's my hair journey.
What does an initial hair consultation look like?
An initial hair consultation starts with you telling me what all you've been doing to your hair for the last 5 years. Because hair grows half an inch a month. So if you have a year of hair on your head, that's 6 inches. So if your hair is longer than that, if you have 12 inches of hair, we got 2 years. If you got 3 inches of hair, 6, 12, 18 inches of hair, that's 3 years. And then I need to know what you have been using on your hair. What kind of shampoos, what kind of conditioners, what kind of products. Because this is going to help me determine what kind of condition your hair is in. So in the English language, we use words that are the same to mean different things. So if I say, I'm going to condition your hair today, I'm going to put conditioner on and it's going to affect your hair in some kind of way. But what kind of condition is your hair in? It's two different meanings, right? And so when I'm doing an initial consultation, I'm trying to understand what condition is your hair in. And then what do I need to do over the next year or 3 months or 6 months to help your hair get in a condition that's better than the one it's in? So people think, oh, you condition my hair and it's good. No, honey. What you've been doing the last 6 months, a year, determines the condition your hair is in. So that's basically what an initial, consultation looks like.
Did you have to unlearn traditional training to truly understand how to care for natural curls and coils?
So there was no training. Like there was no training. There was like I really I tell people I'm Harriet Tubman out here, okay? Like I'm chartering territory that ain't never been chartered before. Because there was nobody to tell me, even in beauty school. Like there was no natural hair class. There was no even my own hair when I first got licensed, I could do straight hair better than I could do curly hair because I didn't know. There was no Miel. There was no, we had design essentials and we had, the things people use in a salon for perms, but we didn't have natural hair. The Do, which is my favorite, shout out Do Gang. That is my favorite hairline, black owned, military, veteran, everything, female. And the line is amazing, but we didn't have that 20 years ago. 18 years ago. So it was really trial and error. God blessed me with two daughters that have two completely different, textures of hair. My hair is different from theirs, and curly hair, all of it is different. And so between the three of us, it was just like trial and error, literally.
Has your hair care journey evolved since opening your own salon?
My own hair care journey. So I'm busy. And I used to be, wanting it different styles, different all the time. Lately, I've just been like, cut it short, twist it out, and keep it moving. I'm trying to decide right now. I'm literally making appointments for myself now, like with my stylist in the salon, Aquila. She's amazing. And I said, I'm always on my clients about, okay, now when are you coming back? Because you need to, we need to do this protein treatment. We need to do this trim. We need to. And I don't stick to my own rules. So I literally this year, I was like, I'm booking myself out for the rest of the year because you're going to do my hair. Like, I need to have an appointment. I don't need to just do my hair when I feel like it because lately I ain't been feeling like it. And that's just real. And that's how my clients are. They don't feel like it. We got 101 things to do, and hair sometimes, is at the bottom of the list. So I'm making myself a priority, and just like I ask my clients to do.
So, what is henna? Because I never heard that before.
So henna is a natural way people color their hair. And it's have you ever seen the Indian like tattoos on people's skin?
Yes.
That's henna. But they
Okay.
also use it, people can buy it to color their hair. And so it's natural. And most people think like, oh, it's natural. I'm coloring my hair with something, that's natural and it's not gonna harm me and it's not. Okay, it won't. But if you come to a salon and you put product salon grade color on your hair, it's breaking it off. So it's important when you come to a salon to be honest with your stylist. And if I catch you not being honest with me, I'm not your stylist. I can't do your hair because it's serious. Like you have to trust me and I have to trust you. I have to trust that, you come to me and you're not going home and putting henna in your hair. You're not going home and flat ironing your hair every day. So, it's a mutual trust. And so if you're going to be my billboard, walking around, Olivia Jewell did my hair. Oblige Salon did my hair. But you're not being honest, we can't do it. So henna is one of those, like, you know. If you want to henna your hair, you can do it. I don't do it. But if you want to use that on your hair at home, that's fine. But then I know I can only use certain products on your hair.
Take me through a moment of the big chop. When you cut that damaged hair off, is the reaction in the chair usually grief, relief, or a mix of both?
So big chop. For me personally, I never, ever wanted to big chop. Like never. And so if a client comes in and um they want to big chop, which doesn't happen often. Like people don't come in and just say, just chop all my hair off. That's very rare. And because of my own feelings about big chop, um, I don't do it that much. I don't do it that much. I try to nourish what I can and minimally cut. Like take it through a process instead of, okay, and it might be damaged, but when you condition the hair, when you add the proteins and the moisture that it needs, it can look good. It can look decent. You don't have to always big chop. So I try to look for alternatives before we big chop because that is very emotional. It's emotional for me, it's emotional for the client. And if we can avoid big chop, we're going to avoid big chop. I just I never wanted that to happen to me. So when my client is there and they have damaged hair for whatever reason, I'm just looking at ways to treat it and save as much as we can so you feel comfortable and confident when you leave rather than just saying, okay, today you're going to leave with half an inch of hair. Unless that's just what you really want to do, we're not big chopping.
If a client tells you they feel their natural hair is unmanageable or too much work, what is the first routine change you suggest to make their life easier?
Conditioner. Conditioner. It's challenging and it's difficult for you because you don't have the information. You don't have the knowledge. There is no head of hair that is too challenging. I don't care how coily, how thick, how dense your hair is. The problem is you don't know what to do with it. And so coming in, and it's everything, right? It's the chemicals, not chemicals, but the conditioners and the shampoos. It's the products. It's your brush. It's your comb. It's how much hair you trying to work with at one time. It's everything. It's how long the conditioner sits on your hair. And so once you get into my chair, we kind of go through that. And it's different for everybody, right? Like you might not need to let your conditioner sit for 30 minutes. You might need to just let it sit for 10 minutes, but people don't know. And so, oh, the box said sit for 2 minutes. No. And a lot of times when we use products that are not specifically created for our hair, they have not been tested on our hair. So this bottle of Dove or whatever you use from HEB says sit for 2 to 5 minutes. Well, that was probably for straight hair. That wasn't for a coily, dense, coarse strand of hair. So once you get that information and that knowledge, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. It's just kind of getting the information you need to help you care for the hair on your head. So I don't want to hear my hair is too inward, my hair is too thick, my hair is too this and that. No, it's not. You just don't know what to do. Especially for the kids. Stop pulling them kids' hair at home. Because they traumatized when they get to me.
Have you had to coach clients through the fear of wearing their natural texture to job interviews, weddings, dates, etc.?
Yes, yes, that's the thing. And unfortunately, because of the world we live in, you might have to wear your hair flat iron to the interview. Once they hire you, game on. You come back with your wash and go. You come back with your twist out. What they gonna do? We need you to straighten your hair back? No, ma'am. Because there's the Crown Act, and we can print that out and take that to HR. But I mean, I've had, doctors, lawyers couldn't get into residency because their hair was natural. So it's sad that this is the day we live in, but I will flat iron your hair for that interview. And then after that, once we in the door, they gonna have to take it. They gonna and not even leave it. They just gonna have to take it. I deliberately try to wear my hair natural all the time because this is what a black woman with the MBA looks like. This is what a black woman that is a CEO and founder of her own business looks like.
Mhm.
This is what an educated black woman looks like. And you can accept that. You need to accept that. It's not always straight hair. It's not always, pin straight. It look like this. And that's good. This is acceptable. So I think it's our responsibility to retrain society, into what it looks like.
Yes. What are the most effective strategies for maintaining the moisture protein balance in tightly coiled hair textures?
Depending on your hair type, your hair structure, the porosity of your hair. So everybody has different porosities, and it could be because just how you were born. And porosity is imagine a single hair strand. Every single hair strand has cuticles on the hair. And cuticles are like shingles on a roof, like they go down the hair shaft. You can naturally have porous hair, which means the cuticles are open. So that person that says, I put water on my hair and in 5 minutes it's dry. It just evaporated because your cuticles are open. Um, when you get in a salon, my goal is to push those cuticles down because when they're raised, it gets tangled more. It doesn't hold the moisture as well. It doesn't hold the protein as well. So my goal when you get into the salon is to kind of force those cuticles down with conditioners, with treatments. Um, so depending on your hair type, your porosity, your curl pattern, um, you need to wash and condition your hair X amount of weeks. So people with very coarse hair and high porosity, maybe you only need to wash your hair every 3 to 4 weeks. But somebody who has low porosity and their cuticles are pretty much shut, their hair will get oilier faster because everything just sits on the hair. It doesn't absorb or release. So that person might need to wash their hair a little more often. And now that I'm talking about it, it's really scientific. Like it's really a lot. But you need a professional to kind of educate you on how to do that. So like my daughter with her coarse hair, I'll probably wash her hair every 2 to 3 weeks. But my daughter with the finer, less porous hair, I wash hers maybe once a week. And so it just depends on your hair texture and type.
Someone who exercises more regularly, like 5 to 7 days a week. that has coarse hair, would they wash their hair more often?
Coarse hair and you're wearing your hair natural, um, I would say you don't necessarily have to wash your hair that often. You could wash it maybe once a week, but if you're working out, um, it just depends on how much sweat and how much oils your body's producing. So you could wash it a little bit more, but when your hair is natural, you can just you want those natural oils in your hair. You want to keep that. So at this point, you're not really worried about the porosity so much as you're worrying about keeping it conditioned. Now, if you have coarse hair and you're wearing your hair straight, that's a whole different ball game, because when you work out, now you got sweat on your scalp. Um and you can't start over every day from curly to flat ironing. Like, you can't put that heat on your hair every day. So what I suggest, if you're wearing your hair straight, um put it in a ponytail. Let your hair dry in a ponytail, not a really tight ponytail, but a sleek ponytail. Keep it tied down. Let your hair dry straight in that ponytail. So then it doesn't have the opportunity to revert back. And then you can go in and style it. You can roll it, you know, put your rollers in, your flexi rods or whatever, and then go on about your day. But don't work out and let your hair revert in its natural state. You have to have it tight. Short hair being straight and working out, it just doesn't work, because you don't have a way to keep the hair stretched. Um but if you work out every day and your hair is natural and you can just put your conditioners in, twist it, let it dry, and keep it moving, then that's good. And I recommend, if you want to work out every day, you need to find a natural style. But you still don't have to wash it every day. You can just, maybe wash it once a week.
If you could give one piece of advice to a young girl struggling to accept her hair texture today, what would it be?
It starts from within. If you're struggling with what God gave you, you got to start on the inside. And I would say, look at yourself every day, and just know that we are all created in His image. You are beautiful. Your hair does not define who you are. Your beauty comes from within. And get the knowledge, look at the YouTube videos, learn how to make your hair beautiful. Go to your stylist, do whatever you need to do to make yourself um, feel confident with what God gave you. But there is nothing wrong with your hair. Your hair is amazing. You just need the knowledge to be able to walk confidently in that.
Before I let you go, give our audience one homework assignment for their hair care routine this week.
Ooh, um, wear a silk bonnet. Silk or satin bonnet. So here's the thing. Most of us sleep on a cotton pillowcase. Most of us. We have cotton sheets. And what does cotton do? Absorb. So no matter how much oils you're putting on your hair, conditioners or whatever, if you don't sleep in a satin bonnet or silk bonnet that doesn't absorb, those materials don't absorb like cotton does. Every night you go to sleep, your pillowcase is absorbing the moisture, the products out of your hair. So please, and I'm talking to myself too, put your bonnet on.
Thank you, Olivia. How can the audience contact you for service?
I can be reached at 210-382-0508, which is the salon cell phone number. And you can also go to www.oblige, O-B as in boy, L-I-G as in girl, E, salon.com to get information and book your next appointment.
See you next time on Rooted and Rising.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.